Curb Servers, The Block, Episode 3. On the block, you have a lot of older kids and you have some big homies. The difference is, well, I was young, so everybody was older than me. What's the difference between an older kid and a big homie? And when I'm talking about an older kid, I'm, 8, 9, 10 years old on the block. An older kid to me is somebody that's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. These are older kids. These are the big homies when I'm in elementary school. I've had a lot of older kids or big homies growing up on the block. But there's a difference between an older kid and a big homie. A big homie personally takes interest in your safety and your well-being. They look out for you. They make sure you good. An older kid on the block is just an older kid on the block. They may care about your well-being. They may not give a fuck. They're just an older kid on the block. And one of my favorite big homies was Ben. Yes, I love me some Ben. See, Ben was more than a big homie. He was like /Unc, big bro Unc status. Because growing up, he always had our back. My mama and Ben mama was always real tight. And so our families kind of clicked. Ben has a bunch of sisters and, a brother and, and our family just clicked. Ben's mom was known as Medea. I ain't talking about the movie Medea. No, I'm talking about the real Medea. See, Medea was Ben's mom. And we called her Medea because she was like the big mama in the neighborhood. Yeah, she made plates of food and she fed all kind of kids that didn't have food. Like if your parents were struggling to pay the bills or on drugs, for whatever reason, you couldn't get dinner that night. Oh, you can go to Medea's house. For sure, you can go to Medea's house and you're going to get fed. Medea did not discriminate to who she loved. See, this is why her family got a lot of love on the block. Yeah, we love Medea's family. All her daughters, her sons, we love them all on the block. Of all of her children, Ben was my favorite of all. Well, actually, her daughter, Little Mary, we're like the same age. And so she's like my sister. Anyway, we'll bring her into the Curb Server universe later on. But right now, we're going to focus on Ben. Ben is one of my favorite big homies. See, a big homie is somebody who gives a fuck about you personally. And it wasn't just that our parents was tight. For whatever reason, some big homies like some little homies, and some big homies don't like some little homies. And I was one of the little homies that Ben liked, that he loved. My mama had a good friend, Auntie P. I love Auntie P. I love Auntie P to this day. Auntie P had a son and daughter. Over the years, our families became real tight too. Our family and Auntie P family. At some point, Auntie P's son, the homie Junior used to kick it on the block with the homies. Got to know some of the homies over his mom coming over for a couple of years, and he got to know some of the homies on the block, and he was more than welcome. He got along with a lot of them fine. He was an older kid. I'm like maybe 10 years old at this time. He's probably 16. He was from Virginia Slims, but he was hanging on our block with us for a couple of years through his mom knowing my mom. Well, at some point, I had a smart little mouth, and I was getting smart with this guy over God knows what. But I was talking shit, and he was basically telling me, shut up, little kid. And I'm telling him, shut me up. Yada, yada, yada. You know how I go when it's a little kid on the block who's talking, who won't shut the fuck up. Yeah, that was me that day. He got in my face as if he was going to punch me if I didn't shut the fuck up. At this day, my mom and his mom was going off partying together. He wasn't babysitting us or nothing, but he was supposed to be looking out for us. Your mama left you on the block at our house. So he should be looking out for us a little bit. But he got caught in an argument with me. And his ego got involved. because this young nigga is talking wild to him, and some of the other homies probably should have told me to shut the fuck up, and I probably would have listened. But Junior, he didn't have that kind of clout on the block with me. He couldn't tell me to shut the fuck up. I was just my mama's friend's son. Although I did respect him, but not on that level where you can tell me to shut the fuck up. So I wouldn't shut the fuck up, and I kept talking wild. So he got in my face. So when he got in my face, I panicked. Yeah, I ran up the stairs, opened the door, ran into the kitchen, and I grabbed a big-ass butcher knife. Yeah, I completely panicked. When I ran outside with the butcher knife, his eyes got big. He looked at me. He was like, yo, what you doing? I said, yeah, what you talking about? You act like you want to put hands on me? I'm going to stab your ass. He said, man, you better bag up. So I grabbed my knife, you know the pose you get when you grab it up like Michael Myers? Like, yeah, I'm going to gig your ass. Yeah, I raised my knife up on his ass, my butcher knife. He took off running. I took off chasing him down the boulevard. All the kids are watching. Oh, it's a bunch of kids chasing us. At some point, Junior stopped. I raised my knife back up. He said, let me tell you something, little kid. I'm not playing with your fucking ass. You put that knife down right now. You put it now, I'm going to treat you like a grown-ass man. I'm not fucking playing. I said, man, I don't know who the fuck you talking to. And I took my knife and I tried to gig his ass. You goddamn right. I tried to shank his ass in the goddamn chest. The minute I flinched my arms like I want to do something, he grabbed me by the wrist, shook the knife loose, picked me up on top of his head, held me over his head and was like, man, you better calm your ass down before I slam your ass to the ground. So I looked at him dead in his eyes. I said, fuck you, bitch. Slam me to the ground. I'm out of homies. Fuck you up. Bam! He slammed me face first into the concrete. All I remember is ding. Everything went black for a second. It was just a bell sound. Ding. I kind of fluttered my eyes. I got up. He took off running. Some other kids grabbed me and was like, hey, you okay? Get up, get up. I couldn't walk. I'm dazed. There's blood dripping everywhere. It's a bloody scene. Other older kids are starting to run over there. What happened? What happened? They're like, yeah, he had a knife, shook the knife out of his hands, picked him up over his head, and he slammed him down face first into the concrete. Oh my God, pick him up. Let's get him in the house. Soon after that, my mama's pulling up as they're taking me up the stairs. They're like, hey, your son, he just got slammed down to the concrete by your friend's son. Auntie P jumps out the car. What happened? Your son slammed him into the concrete, almost knocked him unconscious. She's like, oh my God, where's Junior? I'm gonna kill him. My mother's like, what the hell happened? So they're like, I don't know. All we know is he was chasing him down the street with a knife. Junior picked him up and slammed him. I was like, Mama, he was talking shit to me. And what you think my mama said to me? My mama said, what? Shut the fuck up. You grabbed a knife and you were chasing somebody down the street? What I tell you about fucking with these older kids? Get your motherfucking ass up. I told you to stop hanging outside with these older fucking kids. Get your ass in the car. So she shoved me into the piss yellow Pinto. We had a piss yellow Pinto at that time. She shoved me into the piss yellow Pinto, her and Auntie P. We was in a rush to the hospital. We had to make sure I didn't have a concussion. We get to the hospital. They tell my mom he has to stay overnight for observation. He has a busted nose, laceration and a crack over his eyebrow, a concussion, and swollen neck. I looked up. I was in a neck brace. That morning, I never forget, Ben had tears in his eyes. I said, yeah, Ben, I grabbed the knife, but he snatched it out my arm, and he picked me up over the head, and he slammed me to the ground, Ben. Ben said, chill out, homie. Don't worry. Your mama said they're going to let you come home today. This is when I knew Ben loved me. See, Ben showed up to the hospital bed, and he asked me what happened, and he told me don't worry about it. See, instantly, I started to feel a little better. But I felt a little guilty because this is my mom's friend. This is Auntie P. I love Auntie P. This is her son. Right? I don't want to start this family drama, and I probably started it with my wild ass mouth. He went too far. He shouldn't have did what he did. But really, I was the agitator. And now Auntie P's in the middle of it. But Auntie P ain't taking no excuses from her son. No, she wants some smoke with her son. She's looking for him. He's on the run. She done called his father. His father driving around looking for him. Oh, he can't hide out forever because he's only like 16, maybe 17. Eventually, he gets back to the house. Yeah, you know what happened. His father put the beats on him. See, Auntie P, she wasn't a single wife. She wasn't a single lady. She had a husband, Junior's dad. That's why he was Junior. And Pops beat the brakes off that boy. They made him go back to the block to go apologize to my mom. The next day when he came back to the block to go apologize, I was still in the hospital. I was getting released that afternoon. But he went over there around 11 o'clock to go catch my mom so he can apologize before she went to the hospital to go get me. But when he walked up, a couple of the homies was outside. He didn't get a chance to get to my mom's door. Ben saw him. Ben said, "Hey, check this out, blood. Let me holler at you." Junior walked up. I wasn't there. This is just what the homies told me when I came back to the block a couple hours with a neck brace on. Yeah, all the little homies ran up to me. They said, hey, Junior walked up on the block and Ben them saw him. Ben ran over there and ran up on him. And was like, "Hey, what's up, blood?" I was like, "Sorry about that, man." He had a knife, and as he was trying to apologize, Ben gave him a 3-piece biscuit. See, back then, we called it a biscuit. Yeah, he gave him a 3-piece biscuit. Boop, boop, boop. He tried to put up his dukes. Ben told everybody, "Bag up, I got this." Ben rush him. Boop, boop, boop. They said, "Ben, drop him." Boop. Ben on him. Boop, boop, boop. Drop him 2 to the back of the head. See, Ben put it on the line. He told me, "Don't worry about it, I'll handle it." By the time I got to the house, all the kids was talking about it. Ben chased Junior off the block. He was no longer welcome. When I got to the house, she told me, "Don't come outside. I want to make sure you're okay. You're stable." I said, "Mom, I'm good. Let me go outside." She said, Nah, chill the fuck out for the night. You can go outside tomorrow." I said, "Nah, Mom, let me go outside. I'm good. She said, "I tell you what, you can go outside, but don't go off the goddamn steps. Because I don't want you to start fucking around and injure yourself. Just let yourself heal a little bit more. You got a concussion." I said, "Okay." So I go to the bottom of the steps. Everybody's running up telling me, "He was looking for your mama to apologize, but Ben ran up on him and chased him up off the block." I'm like, damn. See, Ben was already like a superhero to me. But at this point, now Ben was my official big homie. Can nobody tell me nothing negative about Ben? To this day, can't nobody tell me nothing negative about Ben. That's my big homie. Ben, see, my mama had to go to Auntie P's house. And she accepted the apology because she knew her son mouth. And she told him to put hands on my son. He could have got seriously hurt and something could have happened to you. Come on, me and your mama are like good, like best friends. Like, what are you doing? You putting all of us at jeopardy. Like, and he apologized. He was crying. He just was a knucklehead. He was one of them knuckleheads from Virginia Slims. And I was running my mouth to him. See, sometimes you learn who the big homie is by how they react to when it comes to protecting your well-being, your safety. And this is why Ben earned a spot in my big homie category. Ben from 9 Deuce Bishop, he earns a spot in my big homie category right next to Dirt Bike. Yeah, Dirt Bike and Ben, they right neck to neck as my favorite big homie. I got about 4 favorite big homies, right? I got a lot of big homies, but I got 4 of them that's like, these guys, listen, I give a kidney to them. And Ben is one, and Dirt Bike is one. That's the end of Curve Servers the Block. Episode 3. I'll be back. Get your popcorn ready.